you've had some defensemen that the last couple of weeks with Aiden out have logged a lot of minutes. Owen Gallatin, Derek Daschke, Wyatt Kaiser. What have you thought of those three and the increased roles that they've all had to take on defensively for you guys?
I think they've been better. I think Kaiser's been really good. I think Dash has taken a step. I think Galley was going that direction. I don't think Western was compared to the weekend he had before, but again, it's not just him. Those are guys we count on. He's a sophomore. The other two are a little bit older. Kaiser's been that guy for us pretty much since he's gotten here, but they've done fine. I like some of the steps, some of the other guys. I thought, a couple guys have been better. Will had taken some steps. So I mean, Goder's Goder. He's steady. So again, there's some of the younger guys. Like I said, I like our younger guys, but it's those guys are playing with different guys. So again, that got to get used to that. You got to communicate, but for the most part, that's what you have to do when you're short some guys.
Obviously, Joey Peters, Riley Bonnerchuk, those two guys adapt to the college game.
They're getting there. I mean, I don't know. Again, they just keep it simple and do their job. Obviously, Joey's a little more physical. Bods can play that way. I like to see him be a little more assertive in his game. But again, it's their first year guys. It's a learning curve every weekend, and sometimes they play a little cautiously because they don't want to make mistakes, and probably sometimes that hurts them, just as it would any player. But they're getting it. I mean, it's a great opportunity for them to grow through the games and play and learn, and that's kind of what every freshman goes through.
Kaiser, each year it seems he takes his game to another level, but he's also been a consistent strong player. Is there anything more you're seeing out of him this year? It's just
he's been a little bit more of a vocal leader on the bench, right, which is good. Takes care of himself. I think he's got some good work habits. He's one of those guys after the game that's working out. So it's great. I mean, that's why he's probably able to play that many minutes. He's in good shape. But just the leadership, I think, probably I've heard him a little bit more vocally on the bench, and I'm not in the locker room all the time, but so that's good, even on the ice through practices. But again, he's a driven player that wants to get to hopefully the highest level, and he's having a good year for us. He's been pretty much our best defenseman since day one. We missed him obviously when he was suspended, but the importance of him in our lineup, what it means to our team, and the ability to get pucks out, the ability to defend, ability to play 25 plus minutes.
He plays 30 minutes and that knows it works out.
It's great. Maybe more guys should follow.
College, how have you seen your guys grow from the last time that you faced them?
We played better. I mean, I think obviously that first period was embarrassing, and it cost us a game. I thought probably the second half of that game we were a little bit better, but in a 4 or 5-0 game, I don't know what you can call better. I liked our compete level and our intensity level better on Saturday, but yet it took a fluky goal at the end to win. We had a goal disallowed early in the game that would have given us a lead, but they're a much improved team. Again, good goaltending. They've got some good forwards, especially a couple of freshmen and Laba, and again, McCown's a good hockey player, but they've got a different attitude on their team. I think Mayo's done a good job with trying to build their culture there, and again, we got what we deserved on Friday because we weren't ready to play. And believe me, I've reminded our guys of that. This is an opportunity to take advantage of the next 2 weekends at home and win some games and be in a better position at Christmas.
Easier to manage that
one. Maybe a little bit as far as managing minutes. I don't know. I just think those guys, they're going to play, right? They're just going to play. They've been told that, So they're preparing for it. Is it maybe a little bit? Probably, but our game plan going in is that those guys are going to play with a lot of different guys. So and probably play in a lot of the situations that they've been playing in. So okay. I mean, yeah, it is, but again, it doesn't change the way you play, right? It doesn't change the way you play. And for those guys, to me, that's what I like about Kaiser. I think he's been a little more vocal. Some of the other guys are a little bit quieter, and I think it's not just communication on the ice; it's communication off the ice. But just being ready and playing your game, that's all we ask anybody to do. Doesn't matter who you're playing with, whether it's a forward or a D, just go in and do your job the best of your ability. And that's what we're asking those guys to do. They just have an increased role.
You feel like, especially after and off, it's also going to bring in different attitudes.
I don't know what kind of team we're going to have right now. I'll be honest with you. It's been a tough week. But you guys all know me. I'm not an excuse guy. We'll field the team. Whoever's healthy and injury free can play, whether it's 10 forwards, 12 forwards, 13 forwards, it doesn't matter. You know what? We're going to play with what we have. I'm expecting it to be a full lineup, but I can't guarantee that right now. So, and those guys are going to have a great opportunity to go in and play and show what they can do. That's all I can say right now, right?
Call this a big weekend on your end that
No, I just think it is. I just think where it is, we've got to take advantage of being at home here. We've got obviously, you look at where we are, look at where teams are. It's an ability to win some games on your home ice, take advantage of that, right? Obviously next weekend is our last weekend against the best team in the league right now. So building some momentum into that, but not looking past that. It's just, making sure we're ready to play Friday and winning Friday. We weren't ready to do that in their place, and we got what we deserved. And for whatever reason, hopefully we learn that lesson. And again, it doesn't matter who's in our lineup. We have to be ready to play because they're going to come and play, and they're a good hockey team. And, I watched last weekend, St. Cloud beat them twice, but there were a lot of opportunities that game could have went the other way too, right? A couple fluky goals and bounces, and that's the way the league is. It's a fine line sometimes, but you got to be ready to play. And all I'm asking our guys every week is to go out and play as well as they can. And for the most part, since that series, we've been doing that. And it doesn't matter if you win or you lose, if we continue to play. And I said it before the Western game, after we won on Friday, I just wanted to keep playing well. And I didn't think we did, especially in the third period. So that was disappointing to me. And we were still in a position to win a game, and we weren't playing our best. And we took advantage of some opportunities. And that's how it goes sometimes. You're not always going to win pretty. Sometimes you're going to win ugly. Sometimes you're going to get outchanced. Sometimes you're going to be opportunistic. Sometimes it's going to go in. Sometimes you score a lot. But you got to be prepared for everything in the game. But we were in a position there to win the game. Like we had leads after the second and third period on the road with a chance to sweep a team that's very tough to do. But we didn't do it. So how are we going to rebound? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm not looking past CC. They're going to be tough. It's going to be a tough thing, and we got to be ready to play. And we got to worry about the first start of our game and winning each period and Friday night, and hopefully putting ourselves in a position to get more than 6 or 3 points. But I think it's critical because I think it can give us a little boost.
Owen, you, Derek, Kaiser, you've been putting up some monster minutes the last couple of weeks here. For something like, do you notice in game how many minutes you're playing? Is that something you even keep track of afterwards or anything like that? Is it something you realize in the moment or anything?
Yeah, you can kind of tell throughout the game when you're getting more shifts regularly. But you don't really think about it during the game. You just kind of in the back of your mind. Sometimes you kind of start to feel a little bit of fatigue from playing a lot of minutes, but yeah, I'm not super focused on that during the game though.
You have to manage the energy, like when you can tell, all right, this is going to be a night where I'm going out there more than every third shift or something like that, picking up extra shifts, longer shifts, extra ice time. Do you have to manage that energy or anything at all, or you're just able to go out there and just go?
Yeah, sometimes, like I said, sometimes you're kind of feeling the fatigue from all the minutes you're playing, and like you might, instead of jumping into the rush offensively, you need to be smart about it and stay back in case, and like playing the D zone stronger at some points, and then kind of like play shift by shift, almost like, I don't want to say surviving out there, but sometimes the team just needs not to take a chance if you don't have the energy. Yeah, I mean, I take electrolytes between periods. There's these little waffles that are supposed to give you energy, but just drinking a lot of water and eating if possible. They're called Stingers, I think. Yeah, they taste really good, actually.
Okay.
No. They're
That's
good.
good. Kaiser, he's been putting up monster minutes.
Yep.
What stands out to you about him? What are some things you can learn from watching him play and put up the 30 minutes that he's doing right now?
Yeah, I think I saw something. He's like 3 minutes above the second leading ice time player in the NCHC, so that's pretty cool for him. But I think we kind of talk about it a lot, and he's been playing a lot of minutes every year here, so he kind of gives me a little bit of knowledge, just like what I told you before. Just sometimes you need to focus more on like the defensive side and play shift by shift. Don't be pushing too hard for offense all the time. Just pick your spots properly.
Play like monster minutes in high school or juniors, everything.
Honestly, I didn't play a whole lot at NTDP,
Okay.
but Fargo I played more, and White Bear my freshman year I did play a lot. Yeah.
40 minutes a night. I'm sure you're one of those guys. Yeah, the NDT for 40 minutes.
Yep.
Fargo, you were playing some hot
Yeah,
spots?
I was playing minutes. I don't think as many minutes as here, but yeah.
Sorry, told you guys, you're gonna play a lot.
Mhm.
When you know that during the week, how do you manage the week so you can maybe better prepare for that?
Really just like sleep and food and water throughout the week is the biggest thing for me.
Strange thing though, because you spend most of your life playing hockey, hoping for more minutes.
Yeah.
You want more time. And even at this point, I mean, if you're exhausted and they say take another shift, say, great, okay, I'll go rush the puck, right? I mean, do you
No,
ever
yeah.
think of that?
Yeah, no, I love playing a lot. Like it's awesome. I'm having a lot of fun this year with it and everything, but there's just extra steps you have to take away from the rink and to make sure that you can play those minutes.
Waiting.
Yeah.
How aware do you have to be about who your partner is on any given shift, not only game situation, but you guys kind of rotating through the other 3 or 4 defensemen throughout the game? How aware, or does your game change at all depending on who you're out there with?
I wouldn't say a whole lot. I think me and Derek have gotten some good chemistry after playing with each other for a while, but I mean, the biggest thing is if I'm going out with a right-hander or a left-hander, like if I'm playing the left or right side, because I play the right side with Derek. Say I'm going out with Joey Pierce, and I'll be playing the left side. But I think I trust all our defensemen. I think they're all good players. I don't really have to modify my game too much, depending on who I go out with.
What have you seen from Derek through the first couple months here? From the system in Miami, taking some more freedom, playing a lot of minutes for but mainly just 4 years in that system, and now trying to learn how UMB plays. Have you seen steps from him in the first couple months of the year?
Yeah, I think I have. I think he's grown like as much as he can at this point still, and I think he's just a confident player. Which you go out there playing with a confident player, it kind of feeds off to you as well.
College early this year, some trades maybe from that Saturday game that could bode well this weekend to help you guys pick up this week.
Yeah, I think more so coach has been preaching the traits from Friday game that we should not be doing again. But yeah, I think the Saturday game we played a lot better. So I think if we can just replicate that and come out hard. I mean, this is a team we should beat. We have to beat at this point in the season. So I think everyone knows that.
On the Saturday game was obviously a start to Friday. The last 5 games since that Friday game against CC, I know the third period at Western didn't go the way you wanted, but the last 5 games have all been pretty good, would you say?
Yeah, I would. I think I think in Western, I think we played really well. I think I mean, on Saturday we did end up losing, but I think we controlled the game for the first period and then we kind of tapered off. But I think Friday night in Western we played really well. I think against Omaha we played really well. So I think that's positive.
I don't expect everyone to be healthy, raring to go, and you guys got a lot of guys missing, some uncertainty about the lineup. What's it been like in practice?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a little abnormal, but we're just doing what we can. It's hard working with the limited number of guys, like you said, but today we had more guys back, which is positive, and then tomorrow we should have more guys back, and by the weekend we should be ready to go.
Derek, you and Kaiser and Gallatin have been playing some monster minutes in the past few weeks. First up, for you, how does that compare to what you were doing, your later years in Miami?
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty similar to what I was doing at Miami. So, I mean, it's something I'm used to. So, basically the same stuff.
What are some of the key things you've learned over the years that are, it's one thing to play those monster minutes, but to play them to the best of your ability and not be, fatigued or dragging at the end of the game? What are the things you got to be mindful of?
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing is picking and choosing my spots when to jump into the rush. Obviously, if you're out there for a minute, it's probably not a great idea to hop up into the rush at the end of the play. Where when you're playing a little bit less minutes, maybe that's something you can do. So it's things like that, and then just managing the puck when there's a time to get it in at the end of your shift, making sure that you get it in or your line mates get it in. That's a huge thing too as well.
Tougher managing the mental or physical fatigue when you're on the ice, that whether it's longer shifts or later in the game? I mean, it's something, both aspects you have to be mindful of out there, right?
Yeah, I think for me it's harder physically, like when your legs start to burn. I think then it starts to hurt you mentally. But I think the biggest thing is physically.
What are some of the key things you do during the week to stay, fit and prepared to go into a long weekend of playing 25, maybe 30 minutes?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think our practices are pretty difficult, and if you give your best effort in practice, I think you're going to be in pretty good shape. And then just when you accumulate all those games in a row of playing a lot of minutes, I think something you get used to for sure.
What's stood out to you about Wyatt Kaiser being a teammate with him now and what he does out there tonight?
Yeah, no, it seems like he's never tired, honestly. Like he can skate all day long, and that's something that's really crazy about him. He's a really, really good skater, and he really defends like really, really well. Like he may be one of the best defensive guys in our league for sure.
Much bigger role this year than we saw last year.
He's really smart. I really like playing with him. I think he's told me the same. I think we work together well. We're both pretty smart players, and we value the puck. So I know sometimes you get out there some defensemen who it's not necessarily their game to hold on to the puck. And with me and Owen out there together, I think we really value the puck, and we like sharing it back and forth together. And we've generated some offense because of that.
Second half, two of you on the power play there as well. That's an interesting dynamic. Sometimes the two of you are out there together, almost like two quarterbacks out there able to run things.
Yeah, no, I think it's been great. I mean, he's a really smart player. He sees the ice really well and makes really good plays. Like I think it was the Colorado College weekend. Like he hit the seam pass to Ben Steves on the power play, and it's not a play a lot of people make. So he sees the ice really well, and if he sees a play, he's not afraid to make it too.
You're comfortable and increased here as the weeks have gone on and you've got more used to the way things are done.
I think I'm more confident for sure. The systems here and at Miami were completely different, so there's a little bit of adjustment period, and then just you see what the coaches like and what the coaches don't like, and what you can get away with, and things that you have to be more careful with. So I think 12 games into the year, I think, or 14 now we are. I think that's something where I understand more of those things now.
You ever experienced anything like the first 10 minutes of the first period of Friday?
Yeah, I think I have. I mean, playing that rink's crazy to begin with, but I mean, I don't think I've seen someone score on our own goal before. But besides that, yeah, I've been in a lot of crazy college games where it's back and forth and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, it was a crazy game, and that's always a really fun building to play in.
The last 5 games.
I think really well. I think it's been my best stretch in a Duluth uniform for sure. I kind of had a bad night the Friday night in CC. I guess collectively as a team we did as well. And Sandy got on me a little bit, and I think I took some steps forward.
I think it was that night. CC. It wasn't just, everyone it seemed had a bad night on the ice that night. Have you been able to pinpoint in the week since what it was?
I don't know. I mean, that is the worst travel experience. I mean, the Western weekend wasn't great, but just as far as we bus to Minneapolis, we flew to Denver, bus to Colorado College. So, I mean, it could be the travel. I mean, we didn't have a great Thursday practice when we got there, so it could be that we had a bad morning skate that morning as well. So, you know, I mean, things like that accumulate when you have bad practices day after day, and it was something that Sandy was honest about, and we weren't ready to play. And I don't know if that was, we didn't respect them as much as we should have. I mean, they're a good team, and we've seen it. So it could have been that. I mean, it was also our first league game. So we have a lot of young guys, a lot of guys that haven't played in this conference, and it doesn't matter who you play in this conference. Every night it can go either way, and every team's good. So, I mean, it could be all those factors. It could be one or two of them. It just, you never really know.
Things feel better. You went to Miami, so some travels a little easier here than Miami.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like the CC trip would be very similar. Yeah, like when we play like St. Cloud, it'll be better. And yeah, so far in the first half, it's been better for sure. But we have some road trips in the second half.
You guys came over with terrible weather in Kalamazoo on Thursday when we all got in there. But did you feel like maybe that bad travel experience to start here at CC, did it help maybe prepare and shake things off?
Yeah, I
Thursday,
think, I mean,
that Friday game in Kalamazoo?
yeah, I think something we really stressed that on the road was we really needed to have a good first 5 minutes, which is something we did. And then we kind of had a lapse the second 5 minutes. But no, I think it was definitely something we stressed because of how, and not only the CC series, the Mankato series as well, how bad we were the first 5 minutes of that road series as well. And we haven't played very many games on the road. So I think that's something we really stressed in the Western Michigan weekend for sure.